This episode of Baby, This is Keke Palmer is sponsored by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Now let's get this show on the road.
So I can't tell you how a woman feels or what a woman likes. I just know they like me. My favorite artist of all time is Anita Baker.
Come on, Anita Baker. Yes, you like some soulful music.
I got shot, and it was just a bunch of negative stuff that come with that. Rap really got me out of it, though, like just rapping it.
And it made me notice you even more.
Ma, look at Keke Palmer.
Hey, mama. What's up, Sharon?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, it's feeling good. I'm in New York. I always love the vibes over here. How are you?
I'm well. I'm in Chicago. It's a sunny day, so I'm feeling good.
Sunny day. Actually, I don't want to get sued, so I'm not going to sing the rest of that.
What is that? Oh, that's Sesame Street. Can you tell me how to get
How to get dun, 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 dun.
You didn't watch much Sesame Street. You were a big, comfy couch.
Oh my gosh, I with Lunette and Molly, my pal and her dolly on the big comfy. I loved that show. I loved people that talked to me, and I don't know, I never really loved too many characters. Like, I needed everything to seem very real, and sometimes on Sesame Street, everything was a little bit too puppeted, so that made me feel like too kiddish, which is crazy because I was a damn kid, so like, what were you doing?
But you know, people would always say you weren't, especially my mother would say you were an old soul. They were like, she's an old soul. Like, she's been here before. Yeah.
That is so funny. And I've always, it is, let's take it back there because I'm excited. Today you're going to be actually asking me more questions than usual. By the way, I love when you ask me questions, Mom. Sometimes you try to act shy on the podcast, but you could always ask me questions. It's Baby, This is Keke Palmer, but there's no Keke Palmer without Sharon Palmer. So I'm excited. We have Skilla Baby on the show later. I'm going to be talking to him about his album. And just, I really want to get into the idea around how we evolve as artists and the stories that we're telling. You know what I mean? Because I think for me, when I look back on the work that I've done in music, even just my first album at 13, So Uncool. What's so funny looking back on it is I was always doing different characters and expressing different versions of myself through my music in the same way that I do in my comedy and my overall brand. But the vision was not that clear as a kid. I just knew on the cover of my album, I wanted to have different personalities and show different aspects of myself. I wanted to have a skater vibe, a rock vibe, you know, a soulful vibe, like, and a schoolgirl vibe.
Why did you create those characters? Like, you're a little girl. You're 11, 12. At that time, there was no Sasha Fierce or any of those.
So I think that, and I love that you asked it because I think that's the thing. I think the thing is that the message I was trying to tell, the story that I was trying to tell is the same one that I'm telling now in the Evolve Keke Palmer brand, which is I'm an individual and I'm a master of myself. So in any aspect that I want to go, I can go and I can express. I don't have to be one thing. I think that was like that was what was holding me down and causing me so much stress, even in the music business format. It was more crushing than it was doing regular child actor work, because in music, they really were like, you can only be one thing, you'll only be one thing. And I'm like, but I'm many different things. I've always been very vaudevillainous, where it's like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that.
And this is a good question. What did you think they wanted you to be? Like, when you think,
I think they just wanted, I think they wanted something they could understand. And that's the thing, is that they didn't understand an artist like me. It was not just straight down the middle. And I think that social media allowed me an opportunity that many people maybe, generations before me, if the companies didn't like them or the companies didn't say yeah, then they had no other opportunity. But I did. Right. I had an opportunity because of just being born in this generation to start to develop my conversation with my audience and be able to communicate to them who I am, what I'm about, why I'm telling the stories I'm telling, why am I telling them the way that I'm telling them. And that was truly my artist development, and not just as a musician, but as an overall performer, that relationship that I was able to build without somebody telling me, no, that's not how you do it, or no, you shouldn't do it this way, or blah, blah, blah. No. I'm learning in real time. Okay, boom. When I said it that way, they didn't get it. And that's when I did, I remember when I did Star. And we were working on the Virgo Tendencies part 1 and getting ready for part 2 and everything.
Right.
And we did the song Bossy. And Lee
Yeah.
had told me, we want you on the show. And I was like, well, I would love to be on the show, but do you think that I can have my single premiere on the show? Like, you know, I want the
Right.
opportunity. Because I was in my mind, I was trying to test something. And what I was trying
Right.
to test was the way that I communicate my artistry and my music to my audience. I always felt like they really love storytelling. Like they love when I give them a full
Right.
story, because that's something that's unique to me and my background as an actor and an overall performer. And I thought to myself, well, I wonder how they will take to this song being in the storyline of this character Gigi on Star.
Yeah.
And so we did it. We did the whole episode. We premiered the song Bossy. And, you know, obviously Bossy is one of my most popular songs to date. But
Yeah.
that was me kind of zeroing in on, again, the language of communicating who you are to your audience. And it's different for all of us. Every artist
Right.
does it in their own unique, different
Right.
way.
Well, what I hear you saying is really success. A lot of the successful artists are the ones that take their own vision in their own hands. You know, they don't wait for the record label or for someone to tell them. You know, I remember a music colleague of ours, Ken Commissar, he told me that. He says, you know, in the Britney Spears video where I think it was Hit Me Baby One More Time, which was the one she was dressed as the school
I believe
Catholic
that's it. Hit
school,
Me Baby Woman. Yep. I
the
think you're right.
Catholic
Hit Me Baby Woman.
schoolgirl.
Yeah.
He said it was her idea to tie that, you know, that iconic tie of the shirt, you know, and he said she did that, you know. And so it's like the artist has to step in. Now, we were talking about a group not too long ago, and I see similarities. Someone else said this first, and I echoed the sentiment. Parliament and Funkadelic. How George
Yeah.
Clinton created all these characters, and then you had Bootsy Collins, and then they did the Sir Nose and all that.
But
Yeah,
that's the problem sometimes with eccentric artists. Not to say that every artist isn't eccentric, but what I'm just saying is like everybody's not easy to understand on the first scoop. They're just
Yeah.
not. And so when you sometimes are, and even for yourself, like again, because I think this is bigger than just the music business. We're talking about the development of us as artists and creators. And I want to just say it's not easy even for you, because you yourself have to figure out what you're honing in, what you're trying to say yourself.
absolutely.
And so it's difficult to just come right out there and sell that. It only happens in trial and error. And you can see it through every artist over the course of time. Like even if we're talking about Beyonce, like Beyonce
Yes.
coming out of Destiny's Child, that's one storyline.
Yeah.
But looking at Beyonce now to who Beyonce is talking about to me today, she's been telling me the same story, which is this person is somebody that I created for y'all to enjoy.
I guess my other question to you now is, from the Bossy album, what are songs that, obviously you love them all because you wouldn't have put them on there, but what are some songs that you think speak to who you are now as a grown
The
person?
Bossy album?
I want to know Big Boss, the movie, your documentary that you did.
So the biggest thing I think about Big Boss is reintroducing and reaffirming the character that is Keke. And that was important for me in my music and in understanding the kind of artist that I am all around, not just subjugating everything to its own particular spot, but the community of who Keke Palmer is as a brand in entirety. It was kind of like it was me really embarking and doubling down on the concept of storytelling in this kind of really meta type of way. And so the movie in itself, the fact that I did it as a movie and told a story and kind of immortalized who I am in that way is pretty much how I want to continue to do all my musical work. And all of my work is to tell a story, is to package it in a way where it's a unit, you know what I mean? Where you really watch it and you can dive into that project as a piece in its own. It's a concept in totality.
Yeah, you know, you had a mixtape that was so good. And
I know the one you're
don't-
talking
you
about.
know,
I loved it so much too.
I'm talking about the one where you were telling the story about being from Chicago. And
That's one of my favorite ones with Yellow Lights. We had
Yes.
Yellow Lights on it. We had it was a project that I did with Sean Garrett. I really love that one as well. When I look back on it, again, it's so funny to see the constant evolution
Yeah.
from So Uncool to the different mixtapes I had on the in between time to that particular project to I think it was the Lauren EP is what you're talking about to
Yes.
the
Yes.
Big Boss album. There were all little bits and pieces of me continuing to evolve and hone in on the story that I want to tell. And I don't really think
Right.
there's any wrong or right in that. It's all trial and error and understanding how to articulate what you have to say. And with the Lauren EP, I was trying to say what I'm saying in a more like, you know, I'm evolving and maybe sometimes I don't always know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm always doing, but you're going to feel me no matter what. That's what I was saying with the
Right.
Lauren EP. Like, this is who I am. You're going to feel me. You're going to get to know me. You know Keke, but let me show you what I'm really about, what I'm really about and who I am as a person. And even if it's all over the place and it is a little bit, sporadic, that's me. And regardless, you're
Right.
going to feel me with this project. And so that's one of my favorites.
And the importance of doing. I mean, and I'm asking you this question. I think the importance of doing stuff like that and believing in yourself and investing in yourself is that no record label is really going to get that. And that brings up another question for you as well, because how has the industry changed for you? Because like when you first got your first record deal, you 11 years old, like I said, you started recording at 12. I don't even know what year that was, but certainly we didn't have Instagram. We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have any of those things. So you were kind of forced to go through the regiment of the record industry. But now we flipped that script. Like you said, everyone's hip to that system and they don't have to be a part of it. So how do you feel as an artist who has 21 years of experience in this business? I'll say that again, 21 years. How has that changed for you as an artist?
I mean, I was changing with the times. So for me, it went from traditional to getting the opportunity when I was 16 or 17 to really take over my socials that you had been building for a really long time because you were always ahead of the curve when it came to technology and digital. And you started my website when I was just getting into the industry at 9 and 10. And so when you gave me all those sites, because I have my private, Facebook or Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But once you handed it all over to me, I realized the power that I had that I never realized I'd had before because those platforms didn't exist was, wow, I could talk directly to my audience.
Absolutely.
And I mean, with us having that, aside from, again, look, the 21 years that I've been in the industry, it also lends itself to me having more capital, which I think is a really big part of it all. Like, it's expensive to make art. It's very expensive. You can't just, everybody needs money. And so in the beginning, that was also the thing that changed. Like, I'm very grateful that I started so young, even though it was me sacrificing a lot of my childhood. That gave me the freedom that I have now to be able to invest in my own stuff because, it's like, having a lemonade stand from the time that you 9 years old to you 20 years old and you never spent none of it. You probably could shoot or put together something really dope that you want to invest in yourself.
Right. Well, I see you having more fun, and that brings me delight because I just, music should be inspiring and fun. And that's what I love. I love when I go see you shooting your new, like you just shot your new video for your new stuff that's coming out. And all I could do, I can't stop smiling because I'm like, she's really having fun. And I wish that was the fun that we could have had early on. But you know what? There's a time and a place. And I think a lot of stuff is timing as well,
Yeah, I feel like that's true too. And so I would say that to any artist, like, no matter what it is, business or just you or the business of you, it's a process as an artist to figure out what it is you want to say at every stage that you want to say it. And so be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself. And if you're stressed out, that's fine. If you have an anxiety, that's fine. Even if you slip into some bouts of depression, which I've dealt with many different times in my life, it's okay. And it all is informing who it is you are and who it is you want to be or are already growing into being. So I wish you guys all the most encouragement. And I can't wait to talk to Skilla Baby about his journey from the beginning to where he is now and hopefully, where he's gonna go. So let's get into that. Thanks, Mom.
No problem.
Unless you're checking under the hood or changing your own oil, you may not feel like a car person. But the truth is, everyone can be a car person. You just need to unlock the love of driving. We talk on our show a lot about purpose, about finding your why, the thing that lights you up inside. And when it comes to a love of cars, my why was the independence it offered me. I mean, there's nothing like the feeling of driving down the road by yourself. I mean, windows down, alone with your thoughts, and a good playlist. And sometimes discovering the love of driving just takes the right car to unlock it. It takes a BMW. I mean, these cars are so special. They're just gorgeous. And if you've ever been behind the wheel of a BMW, you know what I'm talking about. You can just feel the high performance of this vehicle and the precise handling that gives driving a whole new feeling. It's such a thrill. I'm also partial to the assisted parking that allows you to enjoy the drive without stressing when you make it to your destination and you got to squeeze into a really tight parking space. Whatever you're looking for, unlock your love of driving with BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Baby, this is Keke.
All right, let me tell y'all, I'm so glad I was able to snag this guest while I could, because I know he's about to be one of the busiest, well, he already is one of the busiest rappers. He was named the BET Amplify Artist for April 2024, and he's only just getting started, okay? I can't wait to discuss his new album, The Coldest. Skilla Baby, I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Keke.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. So where are you at right now? I see you. Are you in a hotel or are you at your house?
Yeah, I'm in Miami in the hotel.
Okay, you out there working or you chilling?
Yeah, I had some work to do out here. Recording in the studio. I had a couple
Okay.
artists I wanted to work with out here.
Who you was working with? Can you tell me?
Sexy Red, D-Lo, other people.
Yes, I know you and Sexy Red would eat something up on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a lot I want to talk to you about today, but I'll go ahead and start with the album, right? It's fresh, The Coldest. It dropped in April. I mean, talk to me a little bit about that project. You said that the album was unboxing you. What parts of yourself did you feel like you shared differently on this project than projects before?
I think last year I got put in the boxes. Like, I think people think like I make love songs now, but like I do like uplift women and stuff, and I want people to know that's a part of me. But I want people to know I'm witty, I'm multicultural. Like, I just want people to know like it's just different sides of me.
So when you were starting that album, even just the name, The Coldest, how does that pertain to some of the things you're saying? Like, what to you what does the coldest mean?
I think the coldest, like, even when I just think about the coldest female, like, I just feel like she just everything in one. Like, she does everything good. Like, she just the coldest. Like, me, I feel like I'm the coldest. I don't feel like as a rapper, I feel like I'm the best. And I feel like my pen better than everybody's.
What was the story that you're trying to tell? Like, is there a lot of love songs? Is there a lot of like personal life stories? What aspects of you being the coldest were the ones that were most important for this project?
I think when you first start the album off, I want you to know, like, my background, like, far as street me, then it started going into fun, then it started going into the girl rap, then towards the bottom of the album, I think it's like more culture. I got the Spanish record on there. It's just telling the story of mainly what I've been going through in the last few years, girls, life, struggling, overcoming struggle, all of it. I want people to know that I'm a real person at the end of the day. Some people try to paint me as a sex symbol. Some people try to paint me as like a dumb jock or something. Like, I think like people had different ideas.
So you mentioned you have a street music, you got fun on there, you got women in love, you got, a little bit of everything. So I want to kind of know, what is the day in the life then of Skilla Baby? Like, what does a day in your life look like, top to bottom?
I'm like really big into real estate. I give back to the community. I'm close with like the city council and stuff. So I visit schools. I donate a lot. I buy a lot of houses, properties and stuff. I'm into that type of stuff. I have meetings and business meetings. I'm trying to buy a hotel right now. So then, like, that's one type of business day. Then you got the Skilla Baby business day where I'm booked every weekend, Friday to Sunday. I gotta go to club appearances. I got stage shows like at venues, big venues. Then I got to get in the studio. I'm on different. I'm in different states, multiple planes, and then like a regular day, and like when I'm Trayvon, I'm just a granddaddy. Like I kick it with my dog. So I stay in the house. I watch sports. I'm watching the playoffs right now. I'm a big Anthony Edwards fan. I hope he wins the championship. That's what I'm on, like in a regular schedule, regular day for me.
Your name Trayvon, that's your real name. You're a dog dad. So what made you want to get into rap? What like at what
Um,
age?
I probably got into rap at age 16, I think. But everybody from Detroit raps or try to rap. But that's just a big part of our culture. Everybody want to rap or hoop. So it's like I got into rap just because life was hitting me hard, and I was trying to play sports and play basketball, but life was hitting me. I had to go to work, do all this stuff, and then that just didn't work out. So I just started rapping, and it didn't work out for a long time, but then it started paying off in the last few years. So I'm happy I did it.
So you kind of started rapping because it was a way to accept your struggles or the fact that, okay, one thing that I was trying to do, it didn't really work out. Now I'm just like doing music to kind of just, what people usually do when they go to art trying to like express themselves and feel better about what they got going on in their life. At the point that you started to see that it was actually turning into a real career, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, I really still think this. I be thinking like, why me? I think somebody I told that to told me she summed it up as
Imposter syndrome?
imposter syndrome. Yeah, like exactly what she said. Cause I still be thinking like, why me? Like I be going places and people be loving me, and I be I be looking in the mirror and I don't see nothing wrong with me in the mirror. I'm not insecure. I'm not nothing like that. But I see me as an average Joe.
I feel like I've had in moments of my life I've had imposter syndrome as well. I think it's natural and I think it just means you have humility because like you said, there's a lot of people in Detroit, there's a lot of people in the world that want to do stuff or want to have the opportunity to be successful at what it is that we do. And so there's that moment where you're saying like, dang, what is it about me? Well, how did I get this opportunity? Why is it really working? And the only person that can answer that is God. It's just like one of those things. I'm working hard. I'm putting it in. People rocking with it. All I can do is be grateful and keep on. You know what I mean? Not let it fall short. Not take it for granted. So I think it's dope that even though you have that feeling, you don't let it stop you because that would be a crime. So you can't. We just can't never let that feeling stop us. But I think it means you're a good person that you think that every now and then.
Hmm.
Now, you said that, and honestly, it is true. People always are like, yo, you make music for the women. The women love you. I mean, they love you. I see it all the time on my timeline. They be like, ooh, Skilla Baby, ooh, ooh, ooh. You all the girls' bookie butts. So what do you think the reason of that is? Like, in your life, has it always been that way? Or is that just a part of your music persona?
I always been like for the girls that I dealt with, they always love me. Like I ain't gonna lie, like but I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy though. I don't try to sway people into thinking that I'm not a nice guy. I'm a gentleman. I'm a nice guy at heart. Like I ain't trying to be something that I'm not. I'm a lover boy. That's just what I am. Like I was raised that way. My mama damn near raised me to take care of women. Like my dad told me like young age, you got one mother, like treat her as such. Like that's just how I was raised. So
So what sign are you? Because now I got to ask what you saying that. You a lover. I'm like, what sign is he? When your
I'm a
birthday?
Libra. I'm a
Oh.
Libra.
That tracks. That tracks. Libras are lover boys. So all of this is lining up. Um, what do you think it means to make rap music that women love? Because like you said, you'd really just being yourself. What is the aspects of your music? Is it the tone of your voice? Because you do have a sweet voice on the track. Is it the sound of your voice you think, or you think it's the content?
I would never know. I'm not a woman, so I can't tell you how a woman feels or what a woman likes. I just know they like me. So, and nobody wants to not be liked by women. Everybody wants, like, I would never want to walk in the show and then it's just a thousand thugs and there are no women. So
Oh my
I
gosh,
can't tell you.
seriously. That's too much. And every time the girls come, they like, I'm not coming because they shooting it up in there. So yeah, you definitely right. It's like it's a perfect environment for me and my girl to go up in and be like, ooh,
You
ooh.
know, and that's how I want to be. Like I'm glad my shows be 5,000 women. Sometimes I God, I just gotta thank God.
So the coldest, like you said, is unboxing you. You're kind of showing all of the aspects of who you are. Obviously, continuing to embrace the fact that you're somebody the women love, but continuing to show us your personality. Whenever an artist does a new project, it obviously represents a new era. So what is this new era? What aspect of you in comparison to the rap that's out there now? What element are you bringing to it that you're killing better than anybody else? Would it be the skill? Would it be the storytelling? Would it be the style? Would it be the conversation? Is it your perspective?
I'm making people want to be multifaceted again. I think like it was a lot of negativity, like as far as where I come from and the genre of music I do. I think people was trying to make rap into you gotta be this certain thugged out street guy. Even people try to make it you gotta live everything you rap, but I don't even think that. I think I bring positivity back to rap. Like especially when it comes to uplifting women, I think I just make it fun again. Like I don't think I gotta be the most thugged out person ever.
I love what you're saying with that because I do feel like there is this thing with rap where it's like, for whatever reason, and I think it's kind of messed us up. I don't want to say messed us up, but it's caused trouble in our culture just as much as it's caused trouble in the culture of rap, where there's entertainment and then there's real life. And when it comes to selling yourself in rap, one of the main points that people always, or the directions that people took was, oh, I'm gonna do street stuff and I'm gonna talk about the hard life. And that's dope if that's your life and that's what you experience and that's the perspective you want to give. But it does become a thing where people start feeling like they got to live every single thing that they're talking about instead of creating an art piece or something for people to digest. How do you stand up against the pressure of that? Knowing that, okay, I'm a rapper. This is what people are talking about. I do want to talk about that sometimes, but I want to kind of flip it in a way that's not only encouraging our community to just be on the street stuff.
I had to really realize that like some of the stuff that I was rapping about early on, I was really living it and it was really putting a dark cloud over my life. I'm big on like you speak stuff into existence. So like
Okay.
I'm speaking negativity and a lot of stuff, negative stuff was going on and it just built negativity breeds more negativity. So I tried to change my style a little bit because I was I'd be telling other people like I was just at such a negative point in my life that it was starting to give me headaches.
Yeah, I like that you're saying that. I think it's important to say that because a lot of times people feel like that's the only way that they can get in, whether it's violence or whether it's drugs. And it's that culture that everybody clings to or that everybody is trying to emulate from some of those early rap eras. But even when we look at that, like we look at the NWAs or we look at the Tupacs or we look at the Ice Cubes, even though they were talking sometimes about a hard place, there was still this aspiration or this element to move forward and move out of that there was this evolvement. I had a conversation with Snoop Dogg about that same thing where he was like, I was really living what I was saying. But then as time went on, and I was learning from people like Master P and I was seeing what was happening to my friends and people were dying off, I had to figure out how to evolve my conversation, my sound, what I wanted to talk about and how to really make music, not sell you a lifestyle or something that you need to live.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of the people that you liked, listening to growing up?
I really listened to everything growing up. Like, as far as rappers, my favorite rapper is Lil Wayne, Meek Mill. I listen to Tupac stuff, Biggie. I listen to Snoop Dogg, Jen and Juice, all type of stuff. My favorite artist of all time is Anita Baker.
Come
I'm a
on,
big
Anita Baker. Yes, you like some soulful music. Yes, you an old soul.
Yeah, my dad was older, so I listened to like the whole Motown era. I'm a Gap Band fan.
Come outstanding. Now that's Chicago. That's me. That's me. That's where my people is from. I love Charlie. My name's Charlie. Last
Last
name
name Wilson.
Wilson.
And I
Okay.
was wondering, yeah, I think my mama has been at every Charlie Wilson concert in Detroit
Wow.
since I was a kid.
So you think you'd ever want to collab with somebody like that on one of your projects?
Definitely. I want to collab with them more than the new artists, for real.
I mean, anytime that you can mix the old school with the new school, I think that's when, I hate sometimes when we get into this place where it's like, the older cats, no. Like, no. We got to always keep that alive, keep the legends alive, hold up the icons and mix it in with what we doing and what we got going on because they're going to teach us something.
They're going to be alive regardless because if you really pay attention, most of the big songs now are samples anyway. So all you're doing is recreating what they made.
What's your thoughts on the whole sample thing? I know people love it sometimes, and I like it too, but then I be wanting it to be just like, make sure, like, it could be the sample, but I want it to be reinvented. I don't necessarily want you to do the exact same song. So how do you feel when you think about using samples?
That's why I don't sample a lot of people's songs. Even my label be wanting me to sample songs sometimes, like, give me samples. But if I can't do it better than the original song, I don't really want to do it if I can't bring my own vibe to it and do it better. And I feel like, but a lot of these songs, they should just be untouched.
The labels love it because the labels want to make money off of the stuff they already own. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, is it really about being creative or do you really just want to try to get some more money on this last, masters property that you have and flip it and own it and just pretty much rob me and the old artists. So it all that stuff be a whole nother thing. What's your favorite song on your album, you think?
I don't really have a favorite song, but the song that I thought was gonna go the craziest is Wifey. I thought, with no cap, I thought that was just gonna be the best song on there.
There's another track that's not on the album, but it's become real centric to your brand. It's God's Favorite. The song is about, your personal struggles and how you always overcome them. What's one of the times in your life that you can think of right now, that a situation that you didn't think you was going to get out of, or you didn't know how your life was going to be impacted afterwards, and you came out on the other side?
I was at a point where I was at such a negative point in my life where it was just a lot of violence going on, a lot of negativity. I'm a victim of gun violence, so you know what come with that type of stuff when you're in the streets and you do like stuff like that. So it's like,
You were shot?
I was shot. Like, I got shot, and it was just a bunch of negative stuff that come with that. And how I made it, rap really got me out of it, though. Like, just rapping and building my career and being more successful with it, like, that just got me out of that negative cloud because I was on my way to, either a bad place, like dark. It was a dark time for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was very dark.
How old were you?
This is 2 years ago. I was probably like 23.
And did it affect your physicality? Like, could you walk immediately? I mean, like, what was your healing process?
I went to the club the next day after I got shot.
Now, wait a damn minute. Come on, 9 lives. You a cat. I know that's right.
It ain't really it affected me, but I'm a person that, like, when something happened to me, I like to act like it don't happen. It didn't happen because then, people try to use that against you, like using your weakness against you. So I just act like it didn't happen for real.
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
Imagine this. It's Sunday morning. There are piles of laundry that need to be put away and dust bunnies that need to be swept. You have a full day of adulting in front of you, and all you want is to be transported away. Begrudgingly, you pick up a broom and ready yourself to start sweeping. But wait, you're forgetting the most important part. You open up the Audible app, and suddenly, the universe is infinite. The power to transport yourself to another world where laundry and dust bunnies don't matter, as in the palm of your hands. Through storytelling, Audible can take you from the comfort of your living room to the streets of South Central LA with Snoop Dogg forming Death Row Records in a matter of seconds by tuning in to the Audible original From the Streets to the Suites. Written and read by none other than friend to the show, Snoop D-O-double-G. Y'all know I have been an Audible girly for years at this point, and they're gonna have to send someone if they ever want me to give up my Audible originals. I mean, just knowing that at any given moment I have the world's biggest audiobook selection in my pocket fills me with so much joy. As a lifelong storyteller and listener, I understand the comfort and exhilaration of a well-produced story, and Audible has them in spades. And not just any old regular story either. No, Audible is here to take audio storytelling to the next level, creating unrivaled listening experiences and innovative original content that you can take with you anywhere. While traveling, working out, walking the dog, doing chores, you decide. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Plus, you can choose one bestseller or new release to keep forever. That's right. There's more to imagine when you listen. Try Audible today at audible.com/Keke. That's audible.com/KEKE. You know, upon reflection of my many years of vacationing and hot girl antics, I've noticed I've always had great experiences with Airbnb. I mean, so much so that I've actually celebrated several birthdays in some of Airbnb's most loved guest favorite homes. And it makes sense because with Airbnb, I can be my own travel agent and find a spot that matches the celebration vibes I'm in the mood for. Like lounging by the pool and kikiing with the girls and maybe some time for a little turn up. Airbnb has got options for all of that. Take my 27th birthday, for example. I spent it in Orlando with 4 of my closest friends, and we stayed in what can only be described as an MTV Cribs-worthy house. Okay, I'm talking fabulous decor, lavish finishes, the work. I mean, the best part is that I got to share this gorgeous little private hideaway with my best Judies. Okay, we stayed up all night, talking mess, eating good food, and frolicking in the pool. No stress, no looky-loos, just a beautiful birthday in a stunning location with the people I love most. And guess what? I did it again on my 30th birthday. But this time, we got a bigger, even more private crib and really leaned into the tranquil nature of it all. We had masseuses come in, and you know the jacuzzi was bubbling all night long. We were getting pampered and polished, okay? Thanks to all these magical experiences, I know that I can trust Airbnb to deliver during the moments that matter the most, like the ones spent with friends and family. Now, go book yourself an Airbnb and see how right I was. Holla at your girl. So you had the obstacles, obviously, the personal life obstacles, the overcoming, kind of like being in the streets, doing whatever you've seen around you, getting involved in all the stuff we just see in our culture that's easy to get involved in. Whatever's around you, you know what I mean, good and bad, that's what you're susceptible to. So you was dealing with that, overcoming it kind of and focusing on something more artistic. But obviously, obstacles are always a part of our lives, no matter if it's obstacles in the street or it's obstacles in our family or it's obstacles in our business. So these days, what are your obstacles? What are some of your day-to-day struggles or things that you have to overcome with being an artist?
I think day-to-day struggles, like with being an artist, is just staying disciplined, wanting to go to the studio, wanting to go to work, get up and go to work, not overindulging. I don't do drugs or smoke or drink, so not falling a victim to peer pressure. Sometimes I overspend. It's just all type of stuff like that. Like, it's just not getting caught up and wrapped up in a life and having too much fun, because like I done came across a lifestyle and money that I've never experienced before. So like all of this new to me. It's just staying disciplined for real.
Overindulgence is such a good thing, but also the other side of that is like, even if you don't overindulge, just the fact of being, like you said, like as a kid, I didn't come from a lot, but then as I started working in the industry, not only me, but my family was now seeing a life that they had never had before. And that can actually create a lot of anxiety to where it's like, oh my gosh, like, okay, so what happens if I'm no longer doing well? Or what happens when, you get attached to things, and it can give you a lot of anxiety because you just want to be able to do good and want the people around you to do good. So I like what you were saying earlier when you were talking about investing your money, and talking about real estate and different things like that, because that's something that I started doing later on when I was like 19, 20, and thinking about, okay, I may not be young forever. I may not be making money at the level I'm making it right now forever. But what can I do to actually like at least know that I have an asset or something that is representative of what I did in my years? Like, how do you kind of deal with that, with knowing that like, okay, I'm young, rap is a young person's game, kind of like. There's not a lot of rap people that make it to be like, you know, LL Cool J or Ice Cube or 50 Cent. You know, those are like, you know, it's not difficult, as we know. I mean, excuse me, it's not easy, as we know. So how do you kind of think about your future in that way?
I understand it though. Like I understand business. Just like the music industry is just like playing basketball. It's a billion people trying to play basketball or rap. It's always gonna be something new or fresh that people like. So I understand that investing my money is important because like I done seen so many people go up and fall or fail, or it's just like you can't do anything forever. You always gotta have a retirement plan and stuff like that. There, I don't like everything that come with rap, so I try to do stuff to make me not have to be in front of the camera. I like the background. I want to write for people. I've been writing for people lately. I've been practicing, producing. Like I love music too. So I'm trying to learn everything that I can about music to make me better or separate myself from the competition. Like I'm gonna take piano lessons too. I'm gonna do everything I can just to separate myself from people. Like
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I remember you said at the top of this, the multifaceted, and I'm definitely somebody that comes from the school of that. You know what I mean? They don't call me Keke Keep a Bag Palmer for nothing, okay? I'm in everybody's business wherever I can find myself. So for you, outside of rap, what else do you see? You know, I know you said, you know, you write for people, but like, what's your North Star? Do you see yourself ever doing movies or fashion or like kind of when you talk multifaceted, what all do that go towards that you see for your brand in the future?
I want to do everything, movies, fashion, everything. I want to do, if I can, I want to get on the sports cast and everything. I just want to do everything I can for real, for real. If you get one life, if I could, I'd go to the NBA. Like,
I think J. Cole, he went somewhere. He did some type of professional basketball.
Play for Africa. I do all of that if I could. Like if I can, if God willingly, I'll do everything I can. It's one life. Why wouldn't I?
Heavy on the God willing. Oh, that's right. Well, I cannot wait to see what the future holds. I'm really glad that we got to talk today, but I'm not gonna let you go without playing a game with you if you're down.
I'm down.
I'm down. Okay, this game is called But the Gag Is. Okay, I'm gonna say, you know, an opinion, a wildly held opinion. And obviously, to clarify, there's not all my opinions, but they're just opinions. And then you have to tell me what the gag is. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Career success solves most of your problems, but the gag is...
Career success solves most of your problems, but the gag is success is a problem. Because when you get success, people around you just got more problems than you ever could fathom.
Honey, that eats down. Because a lot of people don't know about, like, it's so true. Success in itself, it is a problem. It's a blessing, but it's also it's like winning the lottery or something like that. Like, it's great, but also now you got a whole list of other things that come with just the fact that people look at you.
Keke had a problem before success. Oh yeah, Keke problem solved, but everybody else problem. Ooh, here you go, Keke.
Help me with this. Okay. You have to choose between having a personal life and a romantic life and having a career. But the gag is...
But the gag is... Oh, I'm choosing my career. Because without my career, it ain't no personal or no romance. I ain't even go. I'm not even turned on. And I don't want to go outside. I don't want to do nothing. So the gag is without my career, it's no life.
And that, I feel like that is so real. And I feel like my parents raised me to always be like, Keke, make sure that you on point. Make sure you got you know, got something you passionate about. Make sure you're making your business, because that's what's going to give you the freedom to do everything else. So I couldn't agree with you more. Rap artists only listen to rap music, but the gag is...
But the gag is, I only listen to R&B, so they lying.
Period. R&B is my favorite type of music, literally. Brandy is my favorite artist. But I mean, I love everybody, but Brandy is probably like one of my top
Brandy,
ones.
your favorite artist?
I love Brandy. You ever listen to the Full Moon album?
Let me hear that beautiful Keke voice on the Brandy side.
Boy, I saw you soon as you came bouncing through the door. You and your mans and them just took over the floor and started doing your thing, and it made me notice you even more. Come on, you gave me a little dance. Yes.
I wanna be down.
Hey, with what you're going through. You better know, see, you know. Okay, the last one I'm going to ask is, the best Detroit rapper is Eminem, but the gag is?
I don't know. Because if you think number-wise, Eminem is the best Detroit rapper. But the gag is, nobody would say that in Detroit.
Woo! Now that's T-Boo. But shout out to all of who's your favorite? I mean, you can't say you. Who is your favorite, or what is culturally known in Detroit as one of y'all top rappers that maybe the world wouldn't even know?
I don't know. Because, like, everybody had their turn being Detroit's favorite rapper. Skilla Baby had a turn. T Grizzly had a turn. Doug had a turn. Babyface Ray had a turn. V's is one of Detroit's best rappers now. Like, Baby Smooth, Big Kids, a lot of artists that just had their turn. Rocaine, like we like everybody had their turn being the best in the city. Like, but what we lack is consistency. Nobody has consistently been Detroit's best rapper or favorite rapper. Like we had groups, Team Eastside, Doughboys Cash Out, like they all been Detroit's favorite at a point in time. Nobody has consistently been the top rapper in Detroit. Now, number-wise, Eminem. But nobody in Detroit plays Eminem right now. I'm not gonna lie. And I was an Eminem fan as a kid, so I'm a fan of Eminem. But do we consider him our best rapper? I don't think Detroit does.
But I like what you said about eras, and I think that's so true to remember because, again, everybody has their moment. You know, there's ups and downs in the industry. Sometimes everybody love you, sometimes everybody hates you, then they love you again. But one thing I know for sure is it's your time right now. And I'm so glad that I got to talk to you, Skilla, like seriously. And all the girls, they gonna be tuned in. All the homeboys too. And congratulations.
Thank you. You know, I've been watching you since 2006, though, you know? You feel me? I used to watch Tequila and Me every day, you know?
I'm so glad. That really makes me so happy.
I wish I could call my mama right now. She'd be so happy to see you. This is crazy.
You got to call her till I said, hey. By the way, are you Spanish or something? Because you said you got a Spanish song on the album. Are you Latin a little bit?
No, I got a lot of Spanish friends, and I just be doing
you a Black Tino.
Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to me. I just be doing anything. My mama in Dominican Republic right now. I hope she answer her phone though.
Oh my gosh!
Look at Keke Palmer.
Hey, mama.
She at the top.
I can't see her.
She at the top.
Hey, Keke, what's going on with you?
Hey, girl, hey, I'm just hanging with your son. We had a good little convo. He's awesome.
That's what's up. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. You did a fabulous job. Congratulations to Skilla Baby and everything he's doing out there. He's having fun, doing things his own way, and I cannot wait to see his impact on the rap game. I'm happy people are paying attention to the work he's doing because he deserves that. All right, I'll see you guys again soon. You know it's your girl.
Baby, this is Keke.